Hi everybody, thanks for joining us for this morning's Farm and Ranch News. The Bureau of Land Management has proposed sweeping legislation that could leave livestock producers who graze on federal lands competing with leases to idle ground. The rule is intended to put conservation on equal footing with other uses. However, the NCBA and Public Lands Council caution that the rule would completely upend BLM's multiple use mandate and jeopardizes the agency's ability to be a good partner to the ranchers who manage millions of acres across the West. The proposal would allow conservation leases for members of the public to sponsor lands for protection for up to a decade. PLC Executive Director Caitlin Glover said that over the next 75 days during the comment period, the BLM will have to answer some serious questions about its understanding of its own multiple-use mandate. Well, South Dakota Senator John Thune has introduced legislation to repeal the federal estate tax, commonly known as the death tax. Thune said that family-owned farms and ranches often bear the brunt of this tax, which makes it difficult and costly to pass these businesses down to future generations. NCBA President Todd Wilkinson said no producer should ever be forced to sell their family's ranch to pay a tax bill due to the death of a family member. Repealing the death tax, he said, is a common-sense way to keep the farm in the family. The legislation is co-sponsored by Montana's Steve Daines and Wyoming's John Barrasso and Cynthia Lummis. Thanks for joining us this morning. We'll see you back here for the markets.
We asked Montana farmer Walt Sales about the challenges of mental health in agriculture.
Another drought, there always is. There's always going to be another something. I grew up in a generation of you pulled yourself up by your bootstraps, but it's become evident is what do you do if you can't even find those bootstraps? If you need to talk to somebody, go to beyondtheweather.com for free counseling for Montana ag producers.
Welcome back to the Ag Report. USDA released their much anticipated and difficult to peg prospective plantings report Friday, giving us a lot to consider as we wait for the planting season to begin. From a national perspective, the Ag Department forecasts corn acres in 2023 up 4% at 92 million. Soybean acres forecast pretty steady with last year. USDA estimated winter wheat at 37.5 million, up 13% from last year. Spring wheat expected to be down 2% and durum surprisingly up 9%. That takes total projected wheat acres up 9% at 49.9 million. Well, cattle futures couldn't have asked for a better close to last week, getting to contract highs with all the support coming from the cash market. Live cash sales up $3 to $5 from $166 to $170, dressed up $5 to $6 from $268 to $273. A strong market at Billings Live where 6-weight steers topped out at $260, the bulk from $230 to $242, 6-weight feeder heifers from $195 to $2 1/4, 7-weight replacements $195 to $205. A lower sheep market in St. Onge, 60 to 80 pound feeder lambs selling $185 to $2. And the biggest reactions to the plantings report were the soybeans and spring wheat both posting double-digit gains. Winter wheat still higher despite USDA finding an additional 500,000 acres from the January report, and new crop corn showing a $1 discount to the spot contract. That's it for today's report. Thanks for joining us and have a great week.